Hey y'all, it's your girl Kelly J, and I'm straight from the D. Ain't nobody in my section going harder than me. Ain't no waiting for the top, cause I'm steady climbing the tree. Pleasant Grove to Oak Cliff, yeah, you know where we be. This is my show, and I got it under control. Podcasts to interviews, yeah, we doing it all. Got the tea for whoever, ain't no Lipton involved. So when you got it poppin', girl, you know who to call. I'm the realest of the real, I'm just stating the facts. I got it out the mud, and I put the team in the back. Try to tell me I could never, so I did it and laughed. You know it's my turn, yeah. Kelly J on the map, y'all. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, y'all? We are back with another episode of Kelly J TV, but y'all, tonight is a little special. Tonight is the After Dark special. Y'all already know we at it at 10:30 at night. For those of y'all who are up, thank y'all for watching. I know it's late, but I promise I'm gonna give y'all a great show today. More than ever, okay? Just like I give y'all a good show in the daytime, give y'all a good show in the nighttime. Now, I do want to let y'all know a couple of things. I am looking for poets because we're going to be putting on a showcase on Kelly J TV for the month of April. So make sure all my poets, y'all DM me, email me, kellyjtv at gmail.com, because I want to hear y'all spit y'all verses. Like, let me hear y'all talk y'all shit. That's what I call it. Talk your shit. Pretty much spill your tea, however you see it. What up, sis? I'm in the shower watching. I'm here for you. Yes, thank you, thank you. And make sure y'all are commenting. Make sure you are liking, subscribing the channel. Comment. All that good stuff. If you're on the Facebook, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Make sure y'all comment too, because guess what? I can see your comments as well. And then also, y'all get the also, if you didn't know, you can go to kellyjenterprise.com, which is my website. And you can also stream, the show is actually streamed on there as well. So tonight, y'all, I just won't be hosting by myself. I have a special co-host today. Before I bring up our special guest, I have a special co-host that I'm honored to have, my friend, my buddy, my classmate, Mr. Hines. How are you? Oh,
My bad.
how
My
you?
bad. Me myself. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How you doing? I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing just fine. We're gonna get into the whole crazy sex topics a little later.
Yeah,
But
we gonna
first we're gonna go ahead and bring up my guest. Y'all, we have Miss First off, let me just say, when I first met her and I told her myself, I said this was the one thing that stood out to me and it forever sticks out to me. Is when I met her, she says, "Hello, my name is Monay Jenelle and I'm an international model and video vixen." And I'm like, this little short ass girl, all this damn confidence. And y'all, she had it. Like, to see her speak with such volume. And I mean, y'all, she's shorter than me, okay? She about 4'11", if I'm not mistaken. Y'all, she's shorter than me. And I'm sitting there like, okay, little bit. I see you. Let me get a little confidence. So then I'm telling her, like, girl, how you get into this? And she starts telling me all about it. And I'm not going to get into it. Instead, I'm going to allow her to come up and share her story and her journey on how she got started and how she became an international model and a video vixen. And some after this, y'all make sure y'all go and support Miss Monay Jenelle. And y'all, without further ado, please welcome Miss Monay Jenelle. How are you doing, my love?
your name.
I'm good. How are you? How are y'all?
Good.
Good. Good. How you doing again?
I'm doing good. I'm perfect. Another day, another $20.
Yeah. Better than some of us out here. Yeah, all these gas prices eating into that 20 these days.
Yeah.
That part be, oh God, man. I saw some on video, somebody was saying how like you used to could take $20 to the gas station and you can make it stretch. For smokers, you could get a pack of cigarettes. You
I
can
think
put
the rest,
$10
yeah,
in your tank,
put the rest on the tank. Nah,
and you was good. Now that whole 20 got to go.
nah, you still shout shit.
Facts. I got an SUV. I know I'm short. So, Miss Monay Jenelle, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this. How did you get started? I know you've been doing this for about 3 years now. What even inspired you to get into modeling?
Honestly, I've always wanted to be a model, but to be honest with you, I'm the black sheep of the family. I was always told that I was never the it. I was never going to be enough. I was never pretty enough. All the negativity. I was like, okay, well, then maybe I shouldn't do it. So, even when I was a child at the age of 6, I can't tell you how many stories my mother and father could just tell me when I was younger. People used to walk up and want to sign me for their commercials and stuff. But because I had all that negativity in my mind, it was like, okay, I never can do this. But, one day, actually, on my darkest day, I want to say that, actually, the darkest day I've ever had, um, someone reached out to me and said, can you be my muse? I was like, muse? What's that? Now, mind you, I was 20 at the time, and I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe something kind of not right about that. But then he went in and said, "Oh, I'm a photographer. I just need you to model this outfit for me." I said, "Okay." And I went out, and for the first time in a long time, I felt powerful. I felt that I just felt energized. Something that I can honestly say I lost. I lost a side of me before, and this made me revamp who I was. And then after that shoot, I was like, I need it again. I need that thrill again. So then I started shooting more. And then on top of that, there was a photographer that I met that, showed me the business. And when he showed me the business, it took my mind to a whole new level. And I seen what he was doing, and I was like, I don't want to just stop there. I want to go further. And so then that's how I kind of learned how to be an international model, how to be a published model, and turn around how to be a video vixen. Then I had to say, okay, I'm doing all this shooting and everything else. I need to make money doing it. I need to also turn around, be able to make it a career.
Yeah.
And how do I do that if I'm spending so much money out? Well, then I had to learn those tricks also. So, honestly, to say what started me up was that one photographer saying, "Hey, let me be a muse."
So I got a question. So throughout your modeling time, like, were you in a relationship?
Um, yes and no. Um, Part of it, no. At the beginning of it, no. By the middle and end, I mean, from now, yes. I'm honestly say that it's not easy dating a model.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's actually one of the questions I was going to lead into. So,
Mhm.
prior to us getting started, I just have to say, I usually say my name is Mr. Hines again. We've already met each other again. But anybody who don't know, I run a podcast as well. And right now, the place I am in my podcast is like I take a subject and I kind of deep down on the reasoning why, or give another perspective of things. Or sometimes I like to play devil's advocate, just because makes a good conversation. You know what I mean? But
well,
mm,
yeah, you're right.
yeah,
It's not easy, and paying the advocate. It's easy for me to look at it and be like, oh, it's easy for, oh, you should date this girl because she's a bad bitch and everything else. You should be happy, but you also gotta look on the other side. Would I be okay with that?
Right.
I mean, it's not really necessarily a bad thing because, see, I wouldn't necessarily mind dating a model, right? The only thing that we have to deal with is a security thing. Like, is a dude gonna be secure enough to be with a model, an international model? You
But why wouldn't he be? Then that comes back on him, not her.
Well, yes, but like I said, um, like even in my relationship now,
Yeah.
it's a damper in our relationship because I like to model, and the type of modeling I love.
So
Um,
my second question: What type of model? What type of model are you? There's
um,
various types of.
well,
There's like runway
um,
models. So what type of model are you? So that way we have a little more context.
I'm kind of a mixture of all of them, but the one that I do most will be my lingerie, swimsuit, basically your Sports Illustrated type of model.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
so break down for the people who don't know. Break down the difference between published, international model, and all of that.
okay, international. That may basically means you're global, meaning people around the world know who you are. That would be international. Published means you been published over 25 times in different magazines. It If you get published in the same magazine, it at that point it really matters where that one is located. Are they located everywhere and around the world, or are they just located in this one city? To be considered a published model.
Yeah.
Okay, your Sports Illustrated is your swimwear. That's what you see all the time on Sports Illustrated. Your nude and implied nude, that's going to be your Playboy. That's going to be your straight Vixen type of model. Your lingerie, that is like glamour. And then you have high fashion. High fashion is just as good as any all the other ones. And then you have runway, which most runway you have to fit the height, the weight, and the look. Most people don't realize there's a look for it. It's also a look. You can be the height, you can be the weight, but let's say you're black and you really curvy, especially at the bottom. Well, you're not gonna get picked because they want you to be. They don't want you to be as curvy.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a question. So as you are becoming, internationally published and you're getting known in various places, I would imagine you get invited to some pretty nice parties, or get been around some pretty nice settings. So has there ever been a time when you had a little fun at one of these nice parties, nice settings? Since this is the after dark session.
Yes, I've gotten invited to a lot of crazy parties that
Give me some.
I kind of wish I didn't get invited to.
What
It
you
was
see, girl? Look, can you tell us a little something about what you see?
okay. So
No,
you know how in
When
the
you just signed that
movies,
NDA, when
it,
you just signed that
good
NDA.
thing you decided NDA too. You
it
better go.
Because I've been to some parties too.
I'm telling you, it was they were some crazy nights. The best way to describe it is those crazy movies, those and it's older people. A lot of the stuff I got invited to, it wasn't the younger age, it was a lot of the older age. I would say between 25 on up. And you get picked exclusively on their list. So and you get your plus one. Of course, a lot of times the reason why I got into a lot of them is because I was always the plus one. I was always the girl that was on the arm of anybody. It could be a female or a male. They wanted a model, I came. And on those movies, it was like the Greek gods. My favorite one was the Greek gods theme. You would think they would be more, I want to say PG-13, but they already are. I want to say as soon as you walk in the door, and this is a mansion, mind you, there is 5 floors.
Yeah.
Legit, there's 5 floors. And as soon as you walk in, there's the second floor, and there's going to be a pool table. There was the kitchen, and mind you, the cool thing is there were kitchens on 3 levels. That was pretty cool. But
That is
on that level, on the outside, then there's the outside that had a pool, and then they had a whole new other house that's
What
like
about the party
regular.
though? Is they around this bitch naked? What shit? I mean,
Oh yeah, they're completely naked.
Yeah,
Everything is.
when I think of the Greek theme,
I'm thinking
based
like
off of the
Hogan's.
movies I've
Yeah,
seen.
Yeah, they had
like
them
Bill
on, and
Raps and
like
Hogan's. Yeah.
some girl, like when you walk in, you had your stuff on, but from one point to the next, it eventually gets off. Hey,
Mhm. I
they were
really
doing every type of drug. The people that are you talking about Congress? You had congressmen there. You had people that was just celebrity. You had just everybody there. No cameras were allowed. No phone cameras. No nothing because they didn't want nothing to be captured. It was an amazing time,
Yeah.
but a very crazy time. I mean, you had your little toga outfits on, but especially the men, they came with clothes on, and literally, it's the fact that I was by the door and I saw how two couples entered, and by the time they got to that pool area, everything was off. You had, orgies going on. You had foursomes. I mean, you just had everything going on. Each level had its own little thing going on.
But you know what though? It's crazy that that type of lifestyle is looked at in a cliche manner, like
Right. That's
because sex is a part of life. Like it's a part of life, and like it's the part of life that literally we procreate,
right.
and it's pleasurable. It's
Right.
pleasurable as fuck. Like
Live your best life.
it's only a select amount of people who really don't value pleasure, and I forget the exact terminology. I think it's like asexual or something. Don't get me to lying about the exact terminology, but it's some people out there who just find no pleasure in nothing. I ain't talking to them people. Y'all, if you listening right now, mute me.
You damn straight.
There is motherfuckers out there who don't like none pleasure, right? But anytime this lifestyle of these type of parties come up, like we have to be super restrictive about it because the appearance of it, the ooh, look, everybody's some kind of freak, some way, shape, form, fashion. That's how we got here. Mama a freak, grandma was a freak, so on, so on, so on. They're like, oh, I don't want to hear that shit. We are humans, bro. Like, come on now. So it's crazy that I definitely understand what you're saying because I
So, Monet, let me ask you, what as a model and a video vixen, what is one myth, or matter of fact, give me three myths you done heard of that you wish people would change about people who are in that industry?
Mm, that's actually a good question. I would honestly say the biggest one is that you have to be a certain size. I hate when they say, "Oh, a model has to be 125 pounds." No, you don't. I believe it or not, muscle can weigh more than fat. So she may have nothing but muscle and she don't meet the requirements. No, that's a myth. I mean, not much of a myth for runway because runway it really is what they say it is. It really is cut and dry, and that's why a lot of runway has gone downhill because not everybody meets that requirement. So it's a myth, but then it's not a myth at the same time. Like lifestyle modeling, which is what everybody does, or commercial modeling, there's no weight for any of that. And there's no height. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you can't be a model being 4'8". No, there's a model out there that's 4'8", and is killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Another one I would say is, oh, I hate this one. Oh, you're on drugs. Oh, I hate that one so much. I would say that would be my biggest pet peeve. Because just because she's a model doesn't mean she's on drugs.
don't know. I might have a pet peeve question. It's the devil advocate question, but I'm gonna wait till number three though.
Okay, and number three, the danger. I would say there's danger in every career, and you can walk out the door and something happened to you. Just because
Especially
you're a model does not mean that you're gonna automatically get stalkers. No, because you can be covered all the way up, from head to toe, and somebody will still stalk you. They'll find something to be fascinated about. Trust and believe. I've had a few stalkers before I came a model. So I'm telling you, it's a myth just because you're a model. Oh, you want somebody to stalk you. No, no, that's not what that means.
So now, let me get a little pretext before I answer the question I asked you. So when I was younger, there was this photographer who approached me and my baby the same way. You guys look great. You guys are doing commercials. I want to take you guys some shots or whatever. Then I work with these, agencies and all that shit. So we were like, okay, cool, cool. And so we took the pictures. We were like, okay, cool. So how we get, he's okay, now you got to pay for this. So I was like, okay, it seems like a lot of scamming and scheming. But then, so I started to research up and whatever. And some of the young ladies was like, this nigga tried to get me to fuck to get published. So leading up into that, are there rumors that some ladies may have to fuck for certain positions in modeling to get
I
certain?
want to honestly say that is true. There is magazine owners that will do that,
Yeah,
and they do it to the younger generations of models.
yeah.
Um,
It sounds that way. You tell you why it sounds that way? Because it's highly specific. Highly specific.
yeah, it's true. Now, okay. First, your agencies. Agencies are always going to cost. They're an agency. They're not a booking. They're not booking agencies. They are these agencies that they are around. They're to teach. They're not guaranteed to get you bookings. They can say all they want. They're gonna get you this. They're gonna get you that. It's a lie. Like Brahma and this other one, I can't even think of the name of. Their agencies. They're not booking places. So people get that and confused. They're like, oh, they're a scam. No, they're not a scam. They're a school. It's like when you go to school, that's what that is. Just the difference is you're paying for it. So it's like paying for college. Now with the um magazines and the photographers, I've heard it all. It is true. A lot of these photographers and magazine owners, they will try to sleep with you, and mentally that woman or that girl or however she wants to say it, she has to be mentally strong to basically draw the line. Now there is nothing wrong with having a relationship with your photographer or magazine. I'm not going to say that, because I know some girls that found their love through photography. I mean, they found somebody they really want to be with. I'm not gonna say, because whoever you fall in love with is who you fall in love with. Only thing that I'm saying is a lot of times it does happen like that, and at that point, a lot of the girls need to know A B C D on how to get out of it. If a photographer tells me, "Hey, I'm not gonna give you your edit to your pictures um that you took," oh, okay, well that's fine. I go find somebody else, and I just redo the whole outfit.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you to do that. Now, the ones like in Dallas, there are top three photographers that are the best. Out of all three of them, they all three of them sleep with their models. And I've shot with two out of the three. And I've played that same game. Oh well, I guess I can take my business elsewhere. If you want my money, you're gonna give me what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Or I just go and find somebody else and just get it edited by somebody else. Magazines. A girl may want magazines are not easy to get into. They are not. But if you do get into them, they sometimes they charge you. Well, if they charge you, then all means they give you the front cover, but don't mean they're going to promote it. Therefore, you're not going to actually get the recognition that you want. So there's that. Then the magazine will say, "Oh, well, you gotta sleep with me just to get this part." Um, that happens also. You need to be able to say, "Well, you know what? I can go find another magazine." I
Yeah.
can tell you how many magazines I said, you know what? You're a Mexican magazine. I would love to be a part of your business, but because you said that, I'm gonna take my business elsewhere. Go find another naive black woman.
Mm-hmm.
So if the money's right, will you do the nudes?
No.
Or, or,
Okay, for
or
me,
that's not
it
your
comes a
cup of
dime a
tea?
dozen.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Money comes a dime a dozen. And
Okay.
on top of that, like even Playboy. Playboy used to be where every girl wanted to get into it. Do you know how easy it is to get in Playboy now?
Nah,
It
That's
doesn't really.
I don't. Me personally.
yeah. I would like to get into it maybe one day. You
Yeah.
know, a little play girl. No, I'm joking.
Trying to be bunny,
Be a little bunny hopping around. You know, well, she got a bunny over there. I'm trying to be like him.
right?
But wait, we do got some questions. So Tiana speaks. Shout out to you, girl. She says, "How often are normal models chosen over vixens that you've seen?"
It depends on the model. That I can tell you, a lot of beautiful women are not even modeling. So I can honestly say some beautiful women may get picked over a video vixen or a international model because they may have that look that they're looking for at that moment. And if I could say the ratio, let's say out of 10, I want to say maybe 40%. I mean, it's not a lot because sometimes people are looking for somebody that can get in front of that camera and just move. And they may not want to deal with somebody and teach them how to move in front of a camera.
Okay. Sorry, my other had another window up and it was going off. Didn't like that. So I do know that with what you're doing, you also help other women get started in this.
Yeah.
So if someone was interested to get started, what are the steps that you take them through in this process?
Well, my first step is I need to see how they act in front of a camera. Um, I'm gonna first ask them, "Hey, are you confident with your body?" I'll get either a yes or I get a no, or sometimes I get maybe, maybe not. Well, I need to actually see. So I'll ask them either to Instagram message me, Instagram FaceTime me, or FaceTime. And I said, okay, well, let's see what you can do in front of my eyes. They'll show me. If they start laughing, giggling, you kind of can tell that they're kind of shy. They're going to be on the shy side. And then after that step, I kind of say, okay, well, what you need to know is you need to be able to invest in yourself. If you're not going to invest in yourself, nobody else is. That's one of the biggest things I tell women all the time. I'm not saying put out 10 bands just so you can model. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying understand money will come, but you have to invest in yourself first. And you also got to understand that
So
with
what does invest in yourself? You give us an example because
okay, so
the broad statement,
your clothes. A
clothes.
lot of times girls be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get this I'm gonna get a stripper outfit."
Hey,
Okay,
I
stripper
mean,
outfit is nice, but that's not modeling.
Mhm.
That's not no. You need to actually spend money on your clothes or find a wholesale and get them for cheaper. Or find a brand. A lot of times when they get to a certain stage, I offer brand ambassadors a chance to get clothes from brands.
I guess
um,
there's a kind of for those who don't know about modeling, right? When you say broad statement like invest in yourself, like I automatically thinking, damn, do she got to get a BBL, to be a model?
oh, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking more of clothes, makeup, hair,
Yeah.
earring, jewelry, periods, the stuff that when you
So
go
your
out.
appearance, attire,
Yeah, you're attire.
okay.
And on top of that, at the beginning, you may have, and I'm also going to say, hey, you may have to talk to some photographers and you may have to end up paying some of them. I'm not going to give you every single one of them you got to pay. I'm going to give you out of 20 photographers, two of them you may have to pay. Now the other 8 are for you to practice before you go in there with those other 2 photographers and not know nothing. Because
Mhm.
when you pay that money for something that I made a mistake in, was I went straight to the people that I have to give them money. And because I was such a rookie, they use that. I can tell you $800. I spent $800 for this one look, and I bombed it. I don't want no girl to have to spend money and they bomb and they lose that 800, because then you're gonna feel some type of way about losing that $800.
I'm gonna
That's
show the people some of your pictures because although you may have bummed it, your pictures have been amazing.
That's the bomb.
no, that's actually my decent one.
To say,
I mean, one after another. Okay, killing it, my girl. But wait a minute, because then she said, "What's up?
mm-hmm.
What's up?" And then and what I like is everything is classy, still pleasing to the eye, but still giving you a little, hey,
Yeah,
I think a lot of times people see models and sometimes tend to forget that they're still people. You're
Yes.
still a woman. You're still you at the end of the day. And that doesn't mean and maybe I think for me, one of my myths that I would like to be broken within the model and video vixen world is that they have to sleep their way up to the top,
yeah.
or they have to sleep with everyone, or oh, she got this because she fucked this person, or oh, she no, some women work their asses off.
But you
And
said
not
something.
only that,
You said something because there's a lot of bitches out here who use it. Excuse my word, bitches, but it's a lot of you young ladies out here using this model term loosely, and they out here fucking.
I mean, you do have some.
They out here tarnishing the model name out here. Oh, I'm a model. They
You
get it.
do
They
have some.
fuck their way up. Don't model nothing. Just
So let me ask you, for the models that are like that and what you have, how do you stand and show the difference against that?
it, it's it really depends on the model, because some of them, even though they slip their way to the top, they still are good. But then you have those models that slip their way to the top and they're just really bad. Actually, we had a contest recently. Actually, it wasn't a contest. I kind of didn't really know I was doing a contest. I
Mm.
just walked up to this magazine power shoot and thought that I was just going to be shooting. Little did I know that one of the girls, basically, she slept with everybody and said that she was the best and that she was going to outshine me. I didn't know until after the shoots. Well, let's just say after people saw what I did, there is no way that she could outshine me. Um, because one thing I always say about modeling, everybody's turning 18 somewhere, and
mm-hmm.
they putting on their sexy on. So, with that being said, what makes you different from the next person?
Which is
What
why,
makes you valuable?
yeah, a lot of people automatically assume she modeling. She out here trying to fuck because, like you said, there is a lot of young ladies who be like, shit, all I gotta do is look pretty and get paid for it.
Mhm.
And like I said, sex is a cliche topic, right? It shouldn't be that cliche to have sex. But yet, just because we choose to have sex or we choose to do something sexy, it's looked at vague, it's looked at wrong. Everybody can't, we all have sex on the daily. So why can't we like fucking? Why can't we like seeing titties? Why can't we like, you know, I mean, you
Seeing
know,
I,
hands
I
job.
I
go to the strip club
think
all the time.
it's I don't think
You
it's
know,
the
see titties all the time.
sex that
So
they're having the issue with. I think it's publicizing it
Mm.
and making it okay. Because now in social media, it's those times that um anybody can get your information, anybody can get your pictures. That means kids can get your pictures. I used to work for a daycare, and I promise you, those 4-year-olds can work my phone better than I can.
Mhm.
And I think that's more of the issue, and that's more of the problem. I don't think there is a issue. I don't think nobody thinks the issue sex is the problem. I think it really comes into play that the next generation thinks that, oh, now like my nephew, he went on a date and he's only 12. I'm sorry. That feel like for me, I feel like that's too young. I
It
feel
is.
like you shouldn't be dating until you're like 16 on up. Even then, 16 is a stretch. Cuz with being 16 and young, you don't know what that other person's mindset is. And believe it or not, even being a girl and being 16 and going on a date, and you may date somebody that's older than you, that's 17 or 18. It's only 2 years older than you. Your mindset may not be on that level,
Right.
and you can be in a bad situation because you didn't read into the signs. Same thing for males. People miss out that males can get molested too.
Yeah,
So for me, it's not even. I don't think it's the sex the problem. I think it's the premature, and people don't realize when to do it, when not to do it. Because I can tell you, on summertime, I'm looking at these teenagers that look like they 25 years old wearing heavy makeup.
yeah. I be having to get on my daughter ass because she's
And what I don't understand, like, even when I grew up, I was allowed bare minimum makeup. Like, I had my auntie who I watched like a hawk do her makeup. But the most makeup I was able to wear was the little plastic makeup you got at Minyards back in the day with the little fake nails and stuff. That was the most I did. Today, kids, they know how to put on the eyebrows, the eyelashes, do the different coating of the eye. It's a whole kit.
but
It's
they
Hmm.
it's a kid on TikTok. Love the little girl. I love the little girl, but I don't think it's good that she can beat a that the girl can beat a face.
she making her money though.
She is,
She
but
making some
she can
money.
beat her face. But I'm just trying to wonder, like,
She got a private tutor. I bet.
I bet she do, but still, it's a lot of
You
questions. When I
know
first
what
started, I
I'm
was
saying?
like,
Look, if
couldn't
my
do no more
baby
than
is
like
talented, if my
sex.
baby is talented, and all she had to do was make up for 5 hours a day, baby, make up.
But
We
would
could
you let her
get
work?
$12 million
You'll let her work?
around. Why she doing it
No, period.
outside of
I
that?
mean, but that's where the complication goes in. You give them a inch, they gonna go a mile.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just because she's too young.
It's all about a
I
perception.
remember growing up, you used to hear the old saying, "Say something till you're older." I'm not gonna lie. Now that I'm old, I kind of do wish a couple of things I would have saved till I was older.
Yeah,
But that's one of the things. Like now, the way makeup is done today is so different from what it was when I was growing up. So like this face that I have on is what I grew up with. You put your lip liner on with your little lip chap, and you call it a day. That was your makeup. That's it. That's out. We didn't have to worry about drawing on no damn eyebrows, making sure we got the lashes, the 335 mm. What the fuck is these numbers mean shit? You get you some mascara and you and that was what they called the natural face of makeup. Today you got 20 damn coats of all on your face. It's like by the time they take off the makeup, you got a whole nother color. Who is this person?
Yeah, you can change a whole gender.
I did go way back when I said Minyards, man. Listen, Minyards was my stove. That's where I went and got my fake nails. It was the ones, and this is how legit. It was the ones you had to just put on. That's it. They wasn't even that real. That was all I was allowed to wear. Then once I got a little older, it was okay. You can put on the little press ons. And then once I got a little older, my mama said, okay, if you don't, bite on your nails, then I'll take you to go get your nails done. So I had to learn in
so the
order to
same
get.
thing in this modeling thing. Like, is there certain goals or certain milestones that you guys aspire to get to be sure that you're on the right path?
Right.
Because somebody may be wanting to go on their journey, but how do they know that they've hit the milestone that they're on their way? I know it's almost time, but I'm just want to get that last little nugget. Like, how do you like? I know what you said earlier about investing in your attire and everything, and in good pictures, practice so you don't bomb. But at one point in time, like how many shoots would you say that you're on a good path, that you're like a good milestone to say once you've done all this, you're on your way, learn more, grow more. Like what's that?
Um, honestly, I think my- it could be completely different. Mine's was to was was the it, and that was mainly, I would hate to say, but the fact that when I first had my magazine that came, made sure I don't even be on, but I make sure certain things for me was me being able to tell them yes, I did it. Then on top of that, able to basically say in the mirror that that was a milestone for me. You know, for the longest I couldn't look in the mirror and I felt all this pain, but it gave me the I can walk up to anybody and not have no fear. I mean, I still have my fears when it comes to people. I'm still a little timid sometimes. I have my moments, but overall, that's a milestone. Another milestone. I wanted to my first second year be in at least 35 magazines. It, I wanted to shoot as much as I could. I remember school. I was in for 2 different working and model. I did all of that. For me, modeling every single week. Some girls I've talked about, I video.
Monay, you breaking up now.
Yeah, you breaking up, baby.
Oh, okay. What's the last thing you heard? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard
So
from me?
I heard you say that your milestone was 35 pictures.
Oh, it
Or
was
maybe,
35 magazines.
okay, 35
That
Magazine.
was one of my milestones.
Shit,
And then
that's
another one was shoot with as many photographers in a group. Like how many can I really shoot with? So with each photographer, they have their own poses, their own styles. And me learning that made me a better model for I go to a magazine owner and say, well, I know how to do this. You ain't never had a picture like this. You
yeah.
know, something I can be able to bargain with the ones that like to sleep with girls. Well, you may want to sleep with me, but you want this picture. Nobody else saw it yet. It's the first of its own kind. No other model did it. You know, stuff like that. Milestones can come a dime a dozen for models because it's really what you feel like you want to be at the end of this. What do you want to, like if you talk to your younger self, what would you tell your younger self? What mistakes would you make? What did you do good? What was your milestones? It's the stuff like that. That's
Well,
something that's personal.
so is it like is it a lucrative thing? I mean, money is always a point. Like we do everything to make money. So
Like I said, a lot of like I made my mistakes with some of the girls. I put them on money before they were ready to be put on money.
mhm.
And I'm gonna take that mistake for them because now they feel like everybody's gonna pay them. No, even Kim Kardashian pays some of her photographers, and if Kim can pay, that means you can pay too.
Well, I mean,
So
like eh, once you get up to the higher levels, like to where
even
you're,
when you're in a higher level,
Kim
you
can
still
pay.
got you still some people you still should pay.
Yeah.
but
And I think that's only right just because you're putting back into
Yeah,
that person's business that is now supporting you.
no, I'm talking
yeah.
about like, are you making money off this?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Before COVID, I want to say you're talking about a month. I was making 5,000.
yeah.
And then after COVID, stuff slowed down. A lot of the photography slowed down. A lot of my bookings didn't go the way it did. So, business was slow. But, for me, it just means I need to work a little bit harder.
Hmm. Understandable.
Well, we are going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Before we go, Miss Monay Jenelle, I want to say thank you for stopping by Kelly J After Dark. Please let the people know how they can follow you, how they can be a part of what you're doing, stay in touch. And for those who are models who are interested in getting into this industry, how they can actually contact you to get started.
Okay. Well, you can contact me on Instagram at Monay Jenelle. That's MonayJennelle. And to contact me about modeling, you can either contact my Instagram, or I have an Instagram page for models also, which I need to get back running. But it's called the Queen of Goddesses.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all heard it here first. Either go to the Queen of Goddesses or y'all go and follow Miss Monay Jenelle. Well, Miss Monay, I thank you for coming by. And Mr. Hines, I gotta thank you for being the best co-host ever.
Of course, of
You
course.
know, you already know if it's gonna stop over in your podcast real soon. Be like, yo, what up? It's Sugar Kelly. How you doing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You already know. We already know because any topic, I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna go down in it. And you talk about shit, we slide it by now, baby. I'm the
Yeah,
one that deep down off inside of it. So
exactly.
before we get out of here, I just want to let y'all know if you want to check me out on IG is at the underscore distorted underscore cosmos. That's also the name of my podcast, the Distorted Cosmos Podcast. You can also check my webpage, www dot thedistortedcosmos.com. I forgot this shit. You got to excuse me. I'm a little inebriated at the moment,
It's
but yeah, you know how it is. You know how we do.
all righty. Well, you guys, we got another episode that's in the books now, and this is the After Dark episode. Had my girl Monet Janelle, had my boy Mr. Hines coming through with his podcast, Miss Janelle coming through talking about her modeling. Y'all, I'm so happy right now. Another episode now. Shout out to your girl. But y'all, without further ado, because it is late. Your girl Kelly J love you. And I hope that I see y'all next Monday at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we actually have special guest Claire Lanes on. So you guys stay tuned because we got so much more in store. Peace. Hey y'all, y'all already know when your girl Kelly J coming through, you know I'm coming